evening, Chief. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? You did, Mama B. Well done. Yeah, I bet, Foxy. Not too long now, is it? When do yours go back? Scottish kids go back on the Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Ow! Really, Flick? Good evening, Ali. Evening, Antoinette. Oh, is it 2 weeks? Gets longer, doesn't it? The closer it gets. You alright, Andrea, honey? Thank you, Ali. Yeah, it does. I used to think it got longer the closer we got back. Thank you, Karen. Oh, did they, Marita? Oh, they go back on Wednesday here. Ouch, Flick. Ouch. Thank you, Chantel. Good evening, darling. Ouch, ouch, ouch. I won't be on too long tonight, FYI, but I did say, hi Helen, I did say that I would be right behind people who are misbehaving. So here I am. Thank you, Helen. So here I am, right behind. Oh dear. Thank you, Susan. Hi Matt. You didn't do anything, Flick. It's okay. It's okay. None of you in here did. You are here. Yes. Big tick. You alright, Susan, love? Hi, Squeaky. Yeah, I need to correct some misinformation. Thank you, Mickey. You alright, darling? Correct misinformation. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Matt. And also, I'm doing okay, Helen. Thank you. And also, call out behaviours, not people, behaviours, because that isn't impressed. Thank you, Helen. But the one I want to really call out is Alphabet's put a post up today. I'm not too bad, Susan, thank you. Thank you, Mina. Alphabet put a post up today on Instagram saying how absolutely, hi Inspector, how absolutely wonderful they feel. Oh God. Ah. Thank you, Helen. How wonderful they're feeling, how optimistic, blah blah blah. Which, yeah, okay, yeah. Which they are attributing to the rug that they are taking, as you do, and why not? So misinformation, which I think is important to say. Hi, Volcano Tea. So this whole I'm feeling wonderful, it's all going great, you know, tablets are working. We're on day what? Let's be generous and say day 7. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Helen. Day 7, let's say. I don't know what day it is because I'm not keeping track. He is an earth angel. Who? Anyway, never mind. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Lenny. Thank you. Let me just tell you. Oh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Right, so for anyone out there, and this is my concern, anybody out there who has started taking sertraline, who thinks that they're going to start feeling better. Oh, absolutely, Flick. Who thinks they're going to start feeling... You are kidding me, Andy. Seriously. Thank you, Volcano Tea. Wow. Okay. Okay. yeah, if you're starting on that particular rug or any of those types of rugs, right, can I tell you it is realistic to expect to not feel anything, any difference, any better for 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, not days, not 6 to 8 days, 6 to 8 weeks. That's why it's really important that you take them every day, okay, and give them a chance to get into your system. Thank you, Amanda. Give them a chance to get into your system, right? Because if you are expecting them to work after 6 to 8 days, you're going to be very, very disappointed. Thank you, Gillian. So please, if you are just starting out on this journey, understand that it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks, right? You should avoid alcohol. You should take care of yourself, practice lots of self-care, avoid situations that make you feel worse, avoid people that make you feel worse, and hang in there. You will feel better, right? So, Elphaba, I am telling you, I'm putting you on notice, Elphaba, that I am now going to be keeping an even closer eye on you, right? Because you are a danger to the mental health community. I called you a menace to the mental health community. I actually think you're dangerous now, because you are, if somebody has made the massive leap to go to the GP because they are aware that something is wrong, the GP has diagnosed depression and has put them on the same rug that you are on, they are going to stop taking it after a week because they don't feel better, right? And that could be the difference between them being here and not being here, because you are putting misinformation out there. And let me tell you, it makes me extremely angry. You are playing with people's lives potentially, okay? So stop telling people that the rugs are working, because there is not enough of them in your system at this point, right? You may well be feeling that the placebo effect, if you will, excuse me, of I got help, go me, I'm taking the tablet. You may well be feeling happier because you've finally done something that will help, right? But you know, because the GP will have told you, or someone will have told you, because I know I am and have, they will not work for up to 6 to 8 weeks. And if someone starts taking them and then stops because they are not getting the high that you say you're getting, you will be responsible for somebody not taking medication they probably desperately need, right? And I am using your name tonight because I want people to hear what I'm saying and go over and tell you. And I don't normally want anything to do with you, but I feel so strongly about what you're doing that I want you to know I'm doing it. Okay? It's wrong, Elphaba, and you need to be realistic, and you need to be real, and you need to be honest. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking your time and getting help, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I have no issue with you getting help. Let me just put that out there. If you feel that's what you need and a GP has agreed with you, kudos to you, because it's very difficult to make that admission, right? So that is brilliant, and this is in no way, let's just get that out there, transphobic. No way this is transphobic, okay? What I'm saying to you is, Stop telling people something is working when it hasn't built up in your system enough yet. Right? You are potentially harming people by putting that sort of information out there. It's wrong. Don't do it. Have a good day by all means, but it's not the tablets that are making you feel better. Right? I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be that annoying now that every time you say something that is wrong, I'm going to talk about it. So this old, what was it, lady who needs to go to bed early and get the nurse to help her. Yeah, me. Yeah, right behind you. Right, that's the first thing. Absolutely, Volcano Tea. I can't begin to tell you how frustrated it makes me that, good evening darling, that somebody may stop taking them because they think they're magic, you know, and they work really fast. They really don't. Okay, and it hurts my heart that somebody might stop taking them because they believe they should be feeling better within a week. Totally, Tommy. Absolutely agree. Yeah, Flick, same. I got to the point where I felt better, so it was 6 to 8 weeks later. I think it was 3 months after, and I thought I don't need them anymore, which was yeah. So I had to go back on them, obviously. Said about this skin condition. No. Yeah, I know, Sophie, I know. Absolutely, it will take time. I know. Is it Sajida? I know, and that's why I'm saying, because, you know, minimally it's going to take a month. Yeah, Tommy, exactly that as well, Sam. You know, they may well not be on the correct medication. It may well not be the correct dose, so they could get to 6 to 8 weeks and not feel any better at all, and need to have either a different one or an increased dose. So you've got to stop it, Alphabet. In all seriousness, you've got to stop doing that, right? And I am talking to you as an adult. I'm not berating you. I'm not having to go at you. I'm telling you, stop doing it. Just stop. Because I will continue if you don't. So if you don't want me to talk about you every day, which you don't like, stop doing it. And this is not me stalking you. This is not me getting any clout off your name. I don't care, right? This is me telling you, as somebody who is on that medication, that you are putting misinformation out there, and you have to stop. I don't want to do any matches. Go away. Right, so stop. My second rant. Right, and I'm calling out behaviours, not people. Right, I want to make that distinction, because I don't want people thinking I'm taking sides, because I'm really not. I don't belong to any one group. Don't belong to any one group. I am an individual live streamer and creator on this app, and I am allied with nobody, right? You won't see me popping up in people's lives on a regular basis, apart from Fat Freaks and my friends, okay? Because I'm not allied with anybody. So I'm one of the few people that can speak about any and every creator that I see who I believe has caused a problem, right? So again, actions, not people. So we've seen and heard the racist behaviour of several creators, not just the one I'm going to talk about, of several creators on here. Now for me, and I could be wrong, and I'm not going to talk about racism because I've never experienced it. If somebody does something, well, I'll talk about it from an ableist point of view, right? If somebody does something that offends me as a disabled person, if you then sit and listen as to why that is an ableist term, and you don't do it again, you apologise and you learn from your behaviour and you don't repeat it, issue done, finished, over with, right? If you understand that what you've done is upsetting to somebody with a disability, then you need to learn and not do it again, and then our issue is finished. My issue comes when you either use an ableist slur that you've used before knowing it's going to offend me, or you use an ableist slur in order to score points off somebody else. Do you understand? So I am trying to explain it from what I suffer with pretty much most of the time. You know, that whole you don't look disabled, well, you don't look stupid, but you know, hey ho. So I'm aware that Zach DeBrat, Pearl, have all said awful things. I'm also aware that Corey Wilde has said awful things away from the app. Now, can I just say, and I don't know whether it's just me, can I just say the N word is not in my vocabulary. There's no need for it to be, but it's not in my vocabulary. It's not something that would pass through my head to come out of my mouth. In fact, off the app, I would still say N word because I'm that uncomfortable with it, right? It's to call your dog that, to repeat it in a conversation. I can't even sing the word in a song, never mind repeat it in a conversation. But that's just me, right? To then hear EQ say that word in a live and use the reasoning of I'm just repeating what Corey said is not a get out of jail free card. Do you understand? It's not a get out of jail free card, I'm sorry. If you have chosen to repeat that word, let me put it this way. Let's say person A off the app says an ableist slur, right? And it gets found out and it gets brought to the app, and then somebody else repeats the ableist slur, okay, and says, well, I'm only saying what they said, I'm just conveying that information to you. Is it still a slur when you've said it, irrespective of the context? Because in my opinion, yes, it is. The meaning of the word has not changed because you are explaining a conversation, right? The meaning of the word has remained the same. It hasn't become less offensive because you're using it as a, well, this is what they said. Because to me, I would go, and now you're saying it, right? So the fact that EQ has, and can I just put some context into place? You know, when all this happened with Corey and he'd said that word off the app, EQ said on a live that she was keeping that in her arsenal to be used at a later date, right? 7 months later she used it. So for anyone that's coming at me, and I'm not reading the comments, for anyone coming at me to say she's only repeating what Corey Wilde said, doesn't matter. Because let me tell you, if she thought that that was offensive 7 months ago, she would have called it out 7 months ago. Now maybe she did and I didn't see it, because if that's the case, you don't use that word 7 months later. So the fact that you said it, EQ, whatever context it was said in, it's still a racial slur. It is still it's still racism. However you've said it, however you want to wrap it up, it's still a racial slur, right? Same as an ableist term would be. If a child comes home from school and one of their friends has said an ableist slur to them in the course of a conversation, not, you know, and your child comes home and repeats that slur, what's your response? Even though your child has no idea what it means, your response is to educate that child, correct? So you would say to that child, listen, that word is not acceptable. We don't use that kind of language, so please don't say it again. Your child then hopefully goes back to school, and if they hear that word again, they say, we don't say that word. Right? Putting it that way, if when Corey said that word, EQ, you should have corrected him at that point. But what you've done is you've stored it up in your head, which is what you do, and you thought, I know a way around this, because that's also what you do. You think, I'm gonna say something and I'm gonna couch it very carefully, and I'm gonna wrap it up very carefully so that I'm saying what I'm merely repeating the words. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You repeating the words, you are then doing exactly what you're committing the same crime as Corey. Do you understand? Except it's worse, EQ. It's worse because you're doing it on a public platform. I know you think you're really clever, and by and large you are a very intelligent woman, right? I understand that you understand a lot more than me about social media and how to provoke, okay? I get it. I totally get it. What I'm telling you as somebody, and you should know this, EQ, let me put it this way. If somebody said to me, and they called you by the wrong pronouns, right? And I then went on TikTok and said, well, this person called EQ the wrong pronouns and also their dead name, but I said them, am I better or worse than the person that said it to begin with? Or am I just the same for saying it? Because I'm just the same for saying it. Do you understand? So the fact that people are calling you out, the one thing I would say is they should have had the same energy for Corey, the same energy for Zach, the same energy for Pearl, which I think they did in fairness, and the same energy for Delusive Angie. Because you all sit in your little alliances and your little parties and cliques, none of you, this is to all of you now, none of you have got the balls big enough to stand on what you believe is right or wrong. Not one of you. So I have listened to Delusive Angie not tell EQ what she did was wrong. right? I've listened to you. You make excuses because you're currently friends with EQ Delusive, aren't you? Right? You don't want to fall out with her. Why everyone is so scared of that woman, I'll never know. I know she comes, she's got a quick mouth and she says the worst of things, okay? And I know people don't want to be singled out by Evil Queen. I ain't one of them. I don't care. You can come for me all day, every day, and twice on Sundays if it makes you feel better. Okay? I think what you said today was disgusting. I think your behaviour today has been disgusting. I think what you said to that poor woman in the box when you were in Delusive's live was disgusting. I think if you are if you had any sense of decency about you, you would remove yourself from the clique or the pack or whoever it is that you belong to, because your alliances shift that fast, right? I guarantee you, when you've decided Angie is no longer useful, when she'll then start calling you out. And I'll tell you what, Delusive, when the day you do that is the day I come to you, and I don't like come tos. Right? You people on this app who run platforms, who run live streams, you're responsible. You can't police what comes out of people's mouths, right? I understand that, especially if they're a guest. What you can do is disconnect them. What you can do is say, unacceptable behaviour, out. What you're not doing is that. So in effect what you're doing is saying it's fine. Okay? And it's not. It's not fine. I will forever be the sort of person that says it as it is, how it seems to me at the time. If I'm ever in the wrong, I am open to people coming to me and saying, Joe, I had someone this week come to me and say, listen, some of the information you put out is incorrect. Here's the correct information, right? So I thanked them for educating me and said I would do a post to highlight which bits I'd got wrong. Brilliant. I'm all for learning. I'm all for learning. I'll tell you what else I had this week as well. I had messages from people who felt sorry for Sobriety Jack, right? And who felt like he desperately needed friends, someone to reach out to him, but they were beside themselves because they knew that he wouldn't accept the help. Let me set you straight about Sobriety Jack, because I don't want a single one of my followers losing a milliseconds of sleep over that individual. So when the two creators were talking and whatever got said about sobriety got said, and Sobriety was, stop picking on me, you're hurting my mental health, right? And people were starting to feel sorry for him, including myself. He also said, you're affecting my mum and she's got the big C. He used the word I'm not. Right? You're affecting my mum. In a live today, Sobriety Jack told everybody that his mum does not have the big C. She may well have been investigated for it 3 years ago, but that she doesn't have it. That is how desperate Sobriety Jack is to not be called out on this app. That's how desperate he is. So if you are calling him out, please continue to. But please, whatever you do, do not feel sorry for that man. Okay? What he gets on this app is what he's brought on himself. It astonishes me, like it does with Delusive Angie and some of the worst on here, that people still go in his live and still gift him. Right? I've said it last time and I'll say it again. These big creators do not care about you. They don't care about you. You are not their friend. You are a means to an end. You're a means to a lifestyle. Right? They're not interested in hearing about your day. They're not interested on what you are going to do at the weekend. They don't care. Please, please, please understand. You send them a gift, right, that's worth, I don't know, less than 500 coins. It doesn't even register with them. They are that conditioned to see only the big gifts, right? So they don't care that you've been going around the app pressing on treasure chests and are gifting, thank you Valiant, are gifting coins that you've, thank you Helen, coins that you found. They're not interested. They don't care. They don't care that you're probably waiting for some sort of day, a pension day, a benefits day, whatever, to get your money, and you've just gifted them your last 10p. They don't care. Yeah? So even if they say, oh, thank you my loves, choo choo choo, bang bang bang, it's a game to them. That is manipulation for money. Right? So please, please keep your money. Keep it and do not give it to people like Sobriety Jack, who are quite happy to sit on an app and lie to your face. Quite happy, in order to get the heat off him. Now, if that was my child and they'd said that about me on an app, you can be damn sure I'd be tearing them a new one for saying that, because of the people it would affect. Right? He doesn't care. Whatever it takes to get you off his back, whatever it takes for you to not look at his behaviour too closely, whatever it takes. EQ runs her platform the way she runs her platform, but people are scared to go up against her. I don't understand why. I'm not going to lie, I don't get it. People are worried about saying things against Corey because Corey will dig and dig and dig and dig until he finds something on you, right? The way I would do that is I'd bring it to the app first, and then what's he got? Nothing. People don't want to go go against Elusive because she tends to rant about someone for 2 weeks, and you can't talk to her because she just talks over you again, right? Or because she's popular and you don't want to be seen as that person that's putting forward an unpopular opinion. I don't care. If you don't like my opinion, scroll on, right? But I am not going away. I am going to make people aware of all of your behaviours, because some of the stuff that they don't see but then see in your lives is not who you are, is it? Because when you're on a live, you are playing to your room. It's not who you are. There's very, very few live streamers on here who are exactly as they appear to be. Right? And most of you aren't it. So if you don't want me to talk about you or highlight your absolutely dreadful behaviour, don't do it. Right? Don't do it. It's really... Let me get on with the stuff I actually want to do. Yeah? Which is make people laugh. I don't want to be sitting here ranting about people like you who literally have no influence, meaning, whatever in my life. In fact, if it was only me, I wouldn't call you out because I'm that disinterested. What I'm interested in is the people that affect you. You affect. Right? The people that you affect. Talia, Dean and Rickster. The worst possible example of Christian values I've ever seen. The absolute worst. I'm not going to comment on what Talia called Pearl because I didn't see it for myself. I believe it was very unpleasant to Pearl's community. I'm not going to say anything about that. What I am going to say is that when you sit there body shaming, yeah, calling people the N-word, calling them PDFs, and by the N-word I mean the other word for PDF, when you are going at somebody for how they look, like you did with me, and then you sit and say you're Christian, do you think because you've accepted Jesus into your heart that you are now going to go to heaven? Is that how you think it works? Or is it because you go and say 72 Hail Marys at the end of every week because you've confessed your sins? Do you honestly believe that's how it works? You don't think that you have to live your life in such a way that you are a reflection of your beliefs, a reflection of your religion. How and in what planet do you live an example of your religion? How? And I will talk about it because I was a Sunday school teacher. Right? In fact, I quoted the Bible to you. Did I not, Talia? You care way too much about what you have financially. That's all you're interested in. My Ricky's got more viewers than you. My Ricky's got more diamonds than you. My Ricky this, my Ricky that. Yeah? I've got more going on than you have. I have famous friends. You think any of that's going to be judged as being good? You do not represent Christianity in any way. Not in any way. You are absolutely bringing that religion into disrepute with the way you behave. And the fact that you are too arrogant to see it is exactly why you don't represent Christianity. Because Christians will tell you pride is a sin. Yeah? Pride is a sin, as is your ego. So until you set that down and start looking at your own behaviour, you will never represent Christian values. And I will say it all day, every day, if I have to, because what you are is a bully. Both of you are bullies. Right? You manipulate people for money. And whenever someone calls you out on your behaviour, you resort to body shaming, attacking someone's looks, attacking someone's job, attacking where you just attack. You never ever listen with open ears, and you never change your behaviour. It's all well and good to go to church and do your confessions, but do you know what negates the confession? The lack of ability to change. If you truly meant, Father, forgive me, for I have sinned, you wouldn't do it again, would you? Yeah? And that goes to all of you that I've mentioned tonight. Every single one of you. If you have got it wrong, realised you've got it wrong, and then apologised, and now you're going to change, good on you. Right? No issue. If you're going to come back day after day after day and repeat the same abhorrent behaviour, then you had no intention of changing. You are not sorry. Right? And if you're going to continue to damage people, I'm going to continue to do this. And if you've missed any of it, can I say, this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, where you're free to comment. And the reason I don't open the boxes to any of you when I talk about you, it's very simple. Number one, don't want to. It's as simple as that, right? And number two, this isn't a conversation, this isn't a two-way street. You are people I have zero respect for. None whatsoever. Therefore, I don't care to hear what your side of the story is. I don't care to hear your explanation of why you've behaved appallingly. Because as far as I'm concerned, your explanation is an excuse, and I don't want to give you any airtime. Because I am in a position where I can say to you what I see written in the comments that you ignore. So I'm not going anywhere. I will highlight your behaviour for as long and as loudly as I'm able to, because people are telling you, people are trying to tell you, and in your arrogance you're ignoring them. And people have tried, especially with Alphabet, to get them off the app. So, stubborn, me immovable. Yeah? I'm not an email. I'm not a strongly worded letter. I am the stone in your shoe. I am the fireplace you stubbed your toe on. I'm the lace you trip over. Because I'm going to get in your way every day. Until somebody, if I take one gifter away from you, I've done my job. But I am going to come for you and your behaviour every single day. Even when I don't feel 100% and I'm absolutely shattered, here is where I'm going to sit. And I'm going to call you out by name, because I'm not afraid to say your name. I'm going to call out your behaviour, because I'm not afraid to say it. Right? I'm going to have my opinion, because you have one, so do I. And if you don't like it, what's the word I'm looking for? Tough. See, when you do this, and you do it enough, quiet people like me who've stayed in their own lane or done stuff behind the scenes, finds himself front and centre. Right? I am going nowhere. But no, I'm watching. I'm watching. Okay? Thank you, Tracy. So that is my rant. I'm not having these people coming on this app thinking that they own the app, that they can dominate the app by behaving badly. All because they want this and they want numbers. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to do an FYP show like Miss Red or Luke the Judge, because I don't think that's the way to highlight their behaviour. Okay? I think replaying clips of what they're doing is not the way to go. But I am going to be here, and I'll tell you what, if any of you want me in your boxes, I'll be there. Thank you, Dee. Sorry, I keep missing stuff. I'll be there. I'll happily say this to your digital face. Not a problem. Not the person I was a couple of years ago. Not going to run away and hide. Not going to cry. Not going to get upset. But I will tell you what I think. Right? I have no allegiances. No allies. I'm not in any alliance. I don't care who you are. I don't care what numbers you've got. I don't care how many diamonds you've raked in. None of that matters to me. I know, right? Weird, isn't it? Someone who's on the app that doesn't actually care about money. How strange. What a concept that must be for you to be able to get your head round. I could come on here and not have my gifts on and still call you out. The only reason they're on is so that the pot of money that the misfits make gets a little bit bigger, so that I can help more people, not help myself, which is what you lot do. So I do hope you've screen recorded. I do hope that if you're on the outside, you now share this to whoever I've spoken about. Yeah? Talk about me. Because I tell you what, if you have a discussion, then I'm doing what I set out to do. If I'm making you justify your behaviour to people, good. Because it means this is working. And if I have to do it every night, I will. 9 times out of 10 I'll let stuff go, but not this stuff. Not this stuff. Not when my inbox is full of people who have been upset by what you've said or triggered by what you've said. And I will happily tell people when to not be offended. I will happily say to people, yeah, but you chose to be in that live, so you know, you perhaps look after yourself better. I'll do all of that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to come at you for every little thing you say, but when you're sitting in a live stream with 3.7k people watching you and you're saying the N-word, I am telling you that there is more than one person, thank you Lou, who is going to be upset by that. There's more than one person who's going to be triggered by that. That's who I'm saying this for. Not you. Don't want clout. Don't need it. Okay? So get used to me, because I'm not going anywhere. For those of you who have gifted, thank you very much. It goes into a pot, as you all know. Thank you for the other stuff as well. I'm very appreciative. It's not that I'm not thanking you, and I'm sure my mods have been thanking you. It's because I just, thank you Lou, when I get in the zone I kind of zone out. Good evening, Evelyn. How are you? I hope everybody's okay. If you've been affected by anything you've heard today, including by me, that's not count me out. If you've been affected by anything, please message me. You take care. Please message me, okay? I'm absolutely more than happy to help, listen, do whatever I can. Somebody messaged me the other day in bits about Sobriety Jack. Made me want to reach through the phone and go, don't! But I didn't. I hope I helped. But yeah, it does affect people on the app. I am tired. You take care, Helen. It was pretty, wasn't it, Matt? Froggy, what Matt sent. But yeah, it does need saying, and I'm going to keep saying it. Hi, Recover. Thank you, darling. She was in here earlier, Jack. Was she? Amber. Oh, thank you, honey. I didn't realise I wasn't watching. Oh, thank you, Jazz. So how is everybody doing? Is everybody okay? I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's Monday. It is Monday, isn't it? Oh, no, you're not, Jem. You're not late. I've finished now. Oh, happy birthday, Jem. Thank you, Valiant. It is Monday, that's alright. I lose track of the days. My stepdaughter starts high school on Wednesday. Because I think I've said they start a year later up here to go to high school, so she's a bit nervous. But it's on a Wednesday, so naturally on Wednesday I'm going to think it's Monday. And on Friday I'm going to think it's Wednesday. Can't win. Honestly, can't win. So everybody's okay. Good. I'm glad that people are okay. And I'm glad that you stick with me when I go for my little rants. I do apologise. But I can't, honestly, I can't. I've tried to say nothing. Oh, good, Tess. How did it go? I have tried to say nothing. I really, really have. And I've ranted in WhatsApp chats, and I've just, and I've thought, oh, sorry. Sorry, look, I did. You didn't stub your toe on me, though, did you? Sorry, sweetie. That's what I'm hoping, Froggy, because I'm so tired of... Thank you. Oh, bless you, Tess. Honestly, if it's upsetting, it's working. Oh, Jem. Thank you, Flick. I don't know, Jem. I don't know. But that's one of the reasons I'm trying to correct the information that Alphabet is putting out, because it's so harmful. And the last thing it doesn't matter that I don't know about it, and it doesn't matter that, it could happen to somebody away from TikTok. The fact that there is potential there for somebody to either stop taking medication or not go to get it in the first place, it just, I don't know, it just upsets me. It genuinely upsets me, because I'll tell you how I know, because when I first went for a prescription, because I knew that something wasn't right, and I was desperate to feel something, anything, but I went through the whole gamut of emotions, and I ended up feeling nothing, and I knew that wasn't right. Oh, Valiant, yeah. So when I went to the doctors, when I first started taking the sertraline, I felt great for a few days, because I thought, wow, I've achieved it, I've done it, I've gone, and I'm getting help. Brilliant. And then it was downhill from there until they started working, at which point I decided they've worked, I'm cured. I'll come off them. But for Alphabet to say after a week that Elphaba is feeling absolutely fantastic on them, that's going to put in the head of her audience that that's how you should feel a week after taking them. Oh, is it, Jez? I did not know that. Is that what it was? Oh, it was great. It was great. And now we know that 18 plus has been taken off audience controls. She has got minors in her life. She's there's going to be minors in her life. Oh, did it? I was a delight to be around back then. I thought everything was sunshine and rainbows, honestly. And then reality hit. Flipping it. Oh, bless you, Flick. Yeah. 100% Froggy, yes. Thank you, Miss Boo Boo. Yeah, I totally agree with that. You can feel the side effects, but I also think, and this is not to belittle that experience, but I also think because your brain, hi Miss Boo Boo, because your brain is not working properly, I think a lot of how you feel physically is not the rugs, it's the brain. I think the brain is so powerful, honestly, and we don't trust it enough. But it will lie to you. Your head will lie to you. Oh, Louie, that's not good. Yeah. See, my doctors realised that if I get taken off antidepressants, there's going to be an issue. So we've just mutually agreed we just won't try. Just leave you as you are. You're bumbling along nicely. So, you know, and don't get me wrong, I have bad days. My mods will tell you I have bad days. But I'm just going to stay on that particular oh, Jez. Yeah, just leave me be. I'm alright. Let's not rock the boat. It ain't broke, don't fix it, okay? Oh, Mickey, thank you. Exactly, Foxy. And that was the other thing I wanted to say as well. Wednesday's live's a really important one, if anyone's around. We're doing a live about BPD, bipolar, so borderline personality disorder, bipolar, PTSD, CPTSD, all the letters, right? And it's important for a couple of reasons. One is, I don't think there's enough information out there. I think it's something people who are affected by those conditions don't and can't talk about, because of fear of being judged or stigmatized because of how, you know, a label they have, and that's all it is. It's just a label. And I think the more information we can get out there, the more of a support system we can build, and the more coping strategies that somebody may be able to share that might help someone who's not thought of it that way. Exactly, Froggy, that's exactly the same. Yeah, so that people don't hear BPD and think avoid, because that's not the case. Yeah, so, and I think it's an important one to have. I did the autism one and that went down really well, actually. I hope it helped a lot of people. So if you suffer, if you are living with somebody who suffers, I say suffer, lives with, you don't have to talk about it. You can stay in the chat and be really quiet, or you can come up and talk about what it's like to live with, or you don't have to tell me about any trauma. Please don't think that. This is not a digging expedition. This is so people have these things, you know, and this is how they find life. This is how they deal with a bad day. This is what can trigger, right? I'll tell you something about me now. Right, I have PTSD, okay? stemming back from a relationship that was really, really bad. And it was over 20 years ago, so my PTSD, I thought, had gone. I thought, I'm not affected by that now. This was something that happened in my 20s. I'm in my 50s. All good. And then something happened one day where something got thrown. Not in my direction, and it landed with a bang. Well, I was taken out of 2025, picked up and put in 1994. That's how it felt. So I felt like my surroundings disappeared and I was actually back at a point where I felt my most vulnerable, my most helpless, and my most scared. And those feelings came back to the point where I couldn't breathe properly. I froze completely and started shaking. Right? That's mild. That's mild PTSD. It took me, with the help of my friends, it probably took me 4 or 5 days to get past that. Yeah. You did, Mickey, you did, because I didn't realise that's what it was. And actually having that label made it better, actually, for me, because at the time I thought, what is wrong with you? Are you cuckoo? Because I genuinely thought I was fine. I've been in therapy, I've done all of that, so I thought I'd worked through it. It only took that can we block that account, please, mods? I'm not having Rickster in here, especially when I'm talking about thank you very much. How dare he come in here? So yeah. Oh, do you think he might be a bit affected? Whatever. Yeah. It took me, honestly, it took me straight back there, and I was so shocked that not only did I have to process the fact that it had taken me back there, I then had to process the fact that it was PTSD, because I didn't realise. So I can talk. Here you go. Been reported again. Wait a minute while I play with the pretty jigsaw. Yeah, I get it, Amber. I do get it. I do get it. Isn't it funny? Rickster comes in, Rickster gets blocked, and I get reported. I get... Good. 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 I hope you're on another account, Rickster. I said, which you obviously didn't hear, that this is not a back and forth. This is not a conversation. We are not having a discussion. You do not get to explain yourself. Right? This is me having my say about a bully who can't represent the religion he allegedly follows. So if you don't like it, tough. It's awful, isn't it, Kat? Do you know, I've never experienced anything like it. I felt like it was literally like, and I wasn't in my 50s, I was back in my 20s, and it was the helplessness that I felt at the time. Don't get me wrong, afterwards, helpless I was not, but at the time I felt completely vulnerable and overwhelmed, and it was, oh God, it was awful. It was awful. And so I can talk about that. Yeah, Valiant, I've heard that certain songs affect me. This is stuff I've learned since. Certain songs affect me. But I understand that trigger points. Oh, bless you, Flick. Yeah, Mickey, because I felt like that was just a ridiculous response to something that didn't warrant that response, if that makes sense. But let me tell you, Mickey made me feel seen. She made me, because it was only Mickey I told, she made me feel completely validated in how I was feeling. She took the stupid out of it. She took the God, I feel so silly away, and made me feel, do you know what? You did go through that. It was that bad, and that response you've just had is completely justified and very understandable, and I will forever be grateful to Mickey for that. Honestly, amazing, absolutely amazing woman. She is, yeah, she is. She's incredible. Oh, Devon, thank you. Yeah, Cat, and it can fit. It's very. Sorry, I'm just. Yeah, Kaz, I absolutely think. No, I know you don't. Thank you, Devon. I know you don't, and you don't ask for recognition, and you don't ask for anybody to thank you, but I'm telling you now in front of, I can't even read that, you, thank you, that you made me, you brought me from here to here, you know, and Mickey has her own stuff going on, and she still managed to take the time out to just breathe, Joe, you know, just breathe. And she does that for a lot of people. In fact, can I just say, and I've said it from the beginning, I have the best mods in the business, and I'll tell you why, because they're all my friends. Yeah, Chantal, I think I have, but they're all they're all family I chose, and it's amazing how it is, Cat. It's amazing how just for tonight, Amber, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Of course, Flick, of course you can. Absolutely. Well, they are a bunch of nutters. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but then so am I. Less a bunch, but well, no, probably a bunch actually. Yeah, probably a bunch. But yeah, no, they are fantastic, and I should also say they will be on after me, because they always do. It's like an after dark. Right, let's all go away and have a laugh now, because Joe's stressed us out ranting, and we've had X many people in, and I've had to mod, so they go and have a live after me, and they just bring it down a notch. Oh, good God, no, why? Oh, is that what's been going on in the WhatsApp chat? Oh, honey, Flick, never be nervous. Don't ever be nervous. They are the nicest bunch of people, honestly. They're amazing. I think Mickey's going to come on after me, aren't you? Yeah, don't be shy, Flick. Hey, Rach, you alright, love? Oh, Froggy. You're more than welcome. Thank you, Rach. You're more than welcome to go over there. No, I totally understand that, Flick. I understand that. Honestly. I really do. Please don't explain yourself, honey. Preaching to the choir. You really are. But yeah. I'm just, do you know what it is? Sometimes when I talk about the bigger creators on here, and no, you're not intruding at all, I worry about my mods getting any flack, and I worry about, thank you Volcano Tea, darling, I don't like the thought that anybody else is getting triggered, or anybody else is affected by what I'm saying, not by what anyone else is saying. and I know my mods are very, oh God, I can't believe she said that. That's going to come back and bite. And I just think, too old to care. Honestly, too old to care. Hi Sebastian, I was saying before that somebody had called me out on misinformation and I was going to do a post about it. I didn't say who, but I did say, oh thank you Yogi love. Yeah, so you're alright lovely. That's alright Gemma, don't worry. I know Sebastian, I know, but it's good for me to learn. I've learned something, you know, and that's always a good thing, is learning. Always. So if you're scrolling tonight and you see Rickster, he's probably having a go, which will be a complete waste of his time and energy because I won't be watching. Crack on. If it gets you thinking and it gets you talking and it gets you looking at your own behaviour, have at it. Yeah. Oh, they'll be watching. Don't worry, they'll be watching. But they can have at it. Yeah, I don't blame you, Flick. I don't blame you. Oh yeah, yeah. He's got some beef with some Fran person at the moment. Thank you, Andrea, darling. Yes, Yogi, that's the one. The purest and finest example that you will ever come across. Yeah. And it's mad, you know, because what he won't know is that I stuck up for him. Oh, thank you, Sebastian. I stuck up for him when people were going at him and at Talia, actually. Once when what happened to Talia happened, and once when people were going at Rickster for, you know, and he lost his brother. So this is what I'm saying. Oh Amber, thank you Froggy. This is what I'm saying. It's not the people, it's the behaviour I will call out. So if somebody's treating Rickster, good night cat, if someone's treating Rickster badly and I think it's wrong, I'll call it out. Thank you Froggy. It doesn't matter. Oh Sebastian, absolutely. I totally agree with you. But I will call out the behaviour. That's why. Hi Sarah. That's why I say to you, when I don't have any alliances, I don't have anybody that I'm sticking up for apart from all of you. Yeah? Because if I'm getting affected by stuff and my mods are getting affected by stuff, I know you lot are getting affected by stuff. And it frustrates me, thank you Froggy, that somebody who says that they're Christian, and I have no reason to doubt them, then behaves in the most unchristian manner I think I've ever seen. You know, what happened to forgive thy neighbour and turn the other cheek and all of that stuff. I get defending yourself. Yeah, I get defending yourself. Hi white lady. How do you report back? What no. Am I following you? You can message me if it's following you back now, love. If you want to message me, it's probably easier for me to say, but generally you go into that, is it a live or a creator? So if it's a creator, there's a thingy arrow, press that, it'll say report, and you can report them for a number of reasons. If it's a live, you press the, is it the share button, people? Do you know what, Yogi? That word, thank you white lady, that word is thrown around so often so often it's losing its meaning. It's absolutely losing its meaning, to the point where people aren't bothered that they're called it now, and that's really, really frightening. Yes, of course you can, Vodka. Am I following you? Hang on. I have to be following you, you see. Oh. I had to turn my, there you go. I had to turn my messages to followers only because I was getting absolutely inundated. Ali. I thought, oh, is she back, is she? Absolutely, Foxy. Which totally takes away from people who've genuinely been through that. You're very welcome, Volcano Tea, darling. Yeah, Amber, I don't either. I know she did, really. I know she did a live on me a while back. Which is very odd, but hey. And I know she's been off the app, and I know she has an issue with rants. Is it rants of a London mum? But I don't. She's blocked on as many accounts as I can find. But yeah. To me, if you're going to call someone a name, if you're going to body shame them, if you're going to take the mick out of someone's job, whatever, if you can't argue with that person and the only comeback you've got is personal, you have lost the argument 100%. And this is why people like Delusive Angie will talk right over the top of you so that you can't be heard, so that your reasoning can't be heard. Yeah, she's being rude, but she's doing it on purpose to stop you listening to reason, to stop you hearing the other side. And as soon as people do that, they've lost. I think that's the pudding one for that one. Exactly, White Lady. I don't agree with that. What is it about this app and people finding people's kids? What the hell? Since when are children responsible for the adults' behaviour? I thought it was the other way round. Although half the time on this app you can't tell who's a child and who isn't by the way they behave. So when did children become responsible for their parents' behaviour on TikTok? I must have missed that. Is that the new community guidelines that are coming out? Children are fair game? What the hell? And this is why my stepdaughter will not be allowed. Oh, that's sentiment alley right there. Ever. Never be allowed on this app. If I could ban them from social media entirely, I absolutely would. I absolutely would, because I think it is poison. Oh, yeah. We see the new ones, Yogi, coming in on the 25th. Ever, Amber. Ever. Even if you're having an argument with somebody face to face, you never ever drag children into it. What the hell? Can you imagine? Why am I not surprised, Matt? Why am I not surprised? So is this me coming on again tomorrow? Yes, Sebastian, I like it. Yeah, absolutely. Fortunately, thank you, Miss Green, fortunately for me, my children are all, my youngest child is 26. They have all grown up without They had social media, but very, very small. They've all grown up without this, and they don't, and they're very savvy. So they have very private accounts. They've locked stuff down. They don't mess about, and they don't have apps like I do. In fact, they think it's hilariously quite sickening that I thank you, Violet, that I have a TikTok account. And I'm not allowed to brag about how many followers I've had, although they did when they were little. I've got 30 followers. I've got 30 followers more than you. I'm not allowed to do that, apparently. Apparently it's undignified for a woman of my age. But I still do it. But yeah, you do not bring... I'm sorry, if you've got a problem... Wow. Correct, Amber. Without hesitation, Sebastian. Absolutely grounded. But you don't bring... As far as I'm concerned, if you've got a beef with another creator, that's where it stays, between you and that creator. You don't need to bring family in. You don't need to bring kids in. You don't need to bring anybody else into that. You know, I saw a lot with Luke the Judge, and I don't even know who it was now, calling out Luke the Judge's relatives. Why? Why? Your issue was with Luke the Judge. So that's where it's contained. You don't have to drag up his uncle's second nephew or whatever it was. You know, what's the point in that? Because the second you've done that is the second you've lost the point that you were making, and you have invalidated the point that you were making, because you can't make it. Because if you could, you wouldn't resort to calling out somebody's relative that they may or may not speak to. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And that's bullying behaviour. No worries, Volcano. I'm going to go now because Mickey's clock watching. I can feel it. I can feel her going, come on. She's probably not in here now. But yeah. Hope everybody's alright. If you can come on Wednesday, that would be wonderful. The more support, the better. Love you all. Just... yeah, it won't be triggering, and hopefully it'll be really helpful. I know I'm going to be learning an awful lot, that's for sure. Please do go over to Not Your Average Nikki. She's doing her own chaotic live. So feel free to join. Yeah, definitely see you on Wednesday. Everybody take care and stay safe, please.